If you're PCSing or moving or considering moving to Mountain Home, Idaho, this video is going to be the one you want to watch. We're going to show you everything Mountain Home today. Let's dive into it. Guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are at the corner. This is Interstate 84. Now, in reference to location from where Mountain Home is to Boise, this interstate right here, Interstate 84, is a straight shot this way all the way to Boise. From this spot right here, we're roughly about, I want to say 40 minutes tops to Boise. That kind of bordering area, but as you enter Boise, that's where the capital is. You have downtown, amenities, all types of fun stuff. But as far as what Mountain Home has to offer, we're gonna hop in the car and show you guys exactly that. So let's go for a ride. All right, guys, so I'm gonna get ready to turn the camera around and we're gonna show you guys some of the things as far as driving through Mountain Home, what it has to offer, all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and hit the road. So as I mentioned earlier, when we were talking about it, this is kind of like a parking spot. For a lot of people in the military, you can kind of see the vehicles around here, that decide they would like to live in Boise but commute to Mountain Home, or vice versa. They live in Mountain Home and then commute to Boise. They have these commuter vans. Now, what's really cool about these commuter vans is the base itself, Mountain Home Air Force Base. I used to be ground transportation, by the way. If you don't know my story, I used to be stationed here at Mountain Home Air Force Base since April of 2017 is when I first got here. So I was in the United States Air Force, and then I separated in December of 2022. And now I do real estate full time. So anything you guys need as far as relocating to the area, purchasing the home, coming up with a game plan, whatever it is you need on the real estate side, whether it's buying or investing, this is what I'm here for. So call me, text me, or email me. You're gonna see that pop up on the screen right now, but please reach out to me. And also do me a huge favor and press the subscribe button if you would like to see more content just like this. All right, guys, so now let's go ahead. We're gonna start driving. I'm gonna turn this around. So right now we're gonna be going through the main part of Mountain Home. This is called Air Base Road, or American Legion Boulevard, excuse me, which takes you to Air Base Road. So you're gonna see here, you're gonna have Wendy's, McDonald's, you have Mountain Home Auto Ranch, which, guys, just to be fully transparent, if you're looking to purchase a vehicle, probably better to shop elsewhere because a lot of people have left some pretty big complaints as far as them screwing people over as far as the military goes, and just not taking good care of their people. So just a little personal insight there, but what we're going to do now is we're going to turn right here. So just for reference, this is going to be Interstate 84, and then this way to the right is actually going to be towards the base, towards downtown Mountain Home, and we're going to kind of point some things out as we go. So to your right here, you're going to have like a physical therapy, Pioneer, which is one of the local banks here. This is going to be that Mountain Home Auto Ranch we just talked about. There you have Walmart. So Walmart's going to be there. Now this is cool. Over here, they just opened this car wash. There's been quite a bit of complaints about this as well as far as damage left, so wouldn't recommend it. But you do have the grocery outlet. You have Taco Bell, which there was a line for 3 months for the Taco Bell itself there. And then you have Dutch Bros, which just opened up not too long ago, which was also really cool. Back on this side, you're going to have Walmart, and then bringing it back here, you're gonna have just some stores like a tobacco store, a game store, a pawn store, a hair store, Maurice's, which I have no idea what it is, Anytime, and then there's the first gym that some people decide that they like to go to just because it's a little more affordable. Here is gonna be Desert Sage Health Center. This just opened up, so it's relatively new, smaller scale hospital or health center, I guess we can call it. And same with this bank. This also just opened up not too long ago. You do have a couple of, areas that are also moving up, but not a ton of places outside of those shopping areas to go shop and all that fun stuff. So this is relatively what you're going to see for the most part. Small town vibes, not a lot going on. So as you're kind of driving, you're going to start seeing some houses now. Now, there are a ton of houses over here. You do have a little oil change center. I don't see a lot of people go here, funny enough. And then it looks like you have a beauty center and a Bible center. Here you're gonna have a little area, and this kind of has like some food trucks and some other things that you may enjoy, but not a ton of stuff here for the most part. But this is kind of Mountain Home, small town, really basic as far as necessities. You do have a Dollar Tree over here to the left as we kind of drive over there, and then over here we're actually gonna pull in. You have probably the most popular and best equipment as far as gym equipment goes. We've actually talked about this spot before. This is where a lot of the people that do get stationed here that are looking for a quality gym end up going. So this is gonna be Fitness Legends right here, which used to be a Sears. So if you guys are familiar, if you guys know what Sears is, Sears used to be really big here in Mountain Home as far as just appliances and things of that nature, but now it's going to have their Fitness Legends truck over there, which you can go get your protein and all that fun stuff. And then inside you have the actual gym itself. Let's see if we can get in there. I'll be right back with you guys. All right, guys, so we're gonna check out Fitness Legends. As I promised you guys, let's go ahead and head inside. So as you walk up, once again, they do have Main Street Tacos, and then they have their Fitness Legends Fuel Center there. And then as you walk in here, nice little couch area. They have a full-blown weight room and rack. All your cardio machines, a couple of TVs. But they have everything you guys need. They have the squat racks against that back wall over there. And then you got your turf over here, cables, your dumbbells. Now what's really cool is they do a ton as far as expansion wise that they're working on. So this is gonna be a tanning room. You have your sauna right here, zero gravity chair. So as you can tell, there's some things that they're currently working on. Here is gonna be the posing room that they have, but just a ton of cool stuff that they're bringing. And this is the first gym in Mountain Home of its kind, right? Like you're not gonna typically find, well, you simply won't find a gym like this in Mountain Home. The only thing close to this is going to be the one on base, but still it doesn't have all the cool stuff this has. Now, in addition to that, you're also gonna have the cold plunge machine. You're gonna have a shower, the bathrooms, and then also you're going to have a daycare center. So you have literally everything you could want in a gym. The cool thing is these guys are, well, at least the owner is a prior guy from the military. He was also stationed with me at Mountain Home Air Force Base, and they are continuing to just grow this and really give back to the community. So this is just a really huge thing that they're doing as far as for Mountain Home itself, because truthfully, there's just not a lot that Mountain Home has to offer. So when we do see things like this, it's just really nice, and you can appreciate it because they did such a good job, so much work, even the flooring, right? Like you have this really nice padding. They epoxied the entire entry here, but it just looks really damn good. So big shout out to them, and appreciate them letting me come in here, get a quick tour of the gym for you guys. But now we're gonna continue the tour. What we're going to do is we're gonna get back in the car and we're gonna continue driving around town as we have a few more things to kind of discuss. Now, with that being said, guys, you see a lot of pickup trucks. You see a lot of food trucks. You see a lot of just kind of smaller style restaurants. You do see franchise restaurants. So as far as things to eat, you have a relatively decent selection. Even right in front of me, you're gonna have Jade Palace. Some people love it, some people aren't huge fans of it, but this is gonna be Chinese and American food right here. And they do have a drive-through area, as you can see right there. But for the most part, guys, as far as food, you're not gonna see anything insane. You do have a couple of local spots in the downtown area, which is where we're gonna drive next. So let's get in the car and head that way. All right, guys, so we are back on the road. Here to the left, we have Smoky Mountain, which is like a pizza grill. Now here you're going to have Barista, which is gonna be the next spot we check out. It's a local coffee spot that tons of people love, and they have tons of things. They have your Red Bull drinks, mixes. They have Lotus Energy, which is like a think of like a plant-based style energy drink, where it feels a little better for you. It's a little healthier, at least that's what they say. Who knows if it's really healthy or not? We never know. We just listen and say yes, okay, I'll take that. That's usually at least what I say. But you only live once, right? All right, let's see. We're gonna get parked and then we're gonna head inside. All right, guys, so this is Barista, just as we kind of drove by it, but we're gonna go ahead and head inside, just show it to you guys. This is where a lot of people, whether high schoolers or grown-ups, like to meet for meetings or even just to get schoolwork done. So you have a nice little outdoor patio area. And then as you walk in, you just have a nice little lounge area. And then you got all different types of things here to eat, some gear, some cups, but just a nice, really cool spot. They always have like super friendly staff. A lot of them always having a good time singing and having a good time. You can always hear them having a blast, especially if you go through their drive-through. They're always super excited. You know how Dutch Bros, for those of you guys that are familiar, they're always like, how's your day? And then they're like kind of scaring the crap out of you. Same kind of concept here. But for the most part, a lot of people just love Barista because it is a local coffee shop and they want to support local. So let's go to the next spot. So guys, now we're going to head to the right. This is the Barista right here. So we're just going to drive to the right here. This is going to be Mountain Home High School right here to the left. So you're going to see that they have some of their practice fields here. Put the window down. This is also where they play Optimus. Optimus is like, think of it for youth sports leagues. That's pretty much the best way to actually describe it. I actually used to, back in the day, coach an Optimus team, so that was super fun. But they have their recreation area here. They have some parking here, but the stadium for Mountain Home itself is going to be all the way back there. You can kind of see the football stadium lights back there. But this is going to be where the high school is that most people that are in the public school system go and you know, do their thing. So that is the high school. We're not going to drive too much into it, so we're actually going to bust a U-turn and get back to where we need to go. All right, so we're coming back against the Barista area again. Now over here, we're going to bust this left turn once traffic lets me. Straight from here, you're going to see there's a ton of more houses over here being not just already established, but also being established. So there are some new construction homes being built that way, which is going to take us closer to the Boise area. So we'll show you guys that neighborhood here in a little bit, but let's keep going. So you have another car wash area. This is going to be a self-serve car wash. You have Ace Glass. So for those of you that need tint or want to get that done, you can also do that. And then you're going to have a gas station here. And then here is going to be Bennett. And I'll show you guys what Bennett is real quick. And across from Bennett, you actually have Carl Miller Park. So right here is Carl Miller Park. This is where they do a ton of events throughout the year. Now, Bennett on this side, right here, is another high school. So you have Bennett High School or the other high school that we just showed you guys. And then they also have the middle school right here as well, and elementary. So all these areas are kind of school oriented. You also have the capital of Mountain Home over there. But for the most part, this is kind of going to be where all the schools are in majority. They're all kind of in one small area. So it makes it real convenient for parents and things of that nature as far as getting them there or allowing them to walk to school if you're into that. As we're kind of driving up, you do have a big smoke score. Now this is going to be the downtown area over here. Once we get past this red light, we'll be able to bust a couple turns to kind of show you guys exactly what that looks like. Now, speaking of downtown, while we wait for this green light, and there's a green light, downtown literally just got renovated a couple years ago. Like for the longest time, downtown did not look as good as it looks now. So this town, for some reason, sometimes what we see is there's a lot of pushback on growth. They don't necessarily want it to turn into Boise. They want to protect the small town feeling of it. So a lot of people do really they're just not big fans of any growth when it comes to Mountain Home. And there are some unique opportunities that are probably going to come in the future. For example, one of those being they do plan on potentially having a casino built. But with that being said, there's some politics included in that and a lot of things that need to be signed off before that happens. So as of right now, no plans of that actually happening anytime in the future. But if they do get some sign-offs and they do come to an agreement as far as getting a casino built, Mountain Home could be the hub. Now, for those of you guys that are looking at purchasing a home, that could mean a lot of great stuff for you, right? So a casino being built here means tons of people relocating this way for the job opportunities because there's going to be people that need to work the casino. And it is because there is some Indian preserved land. But for the most part, it's just going to be one of those things that until it happens, we just don't know what's going to happen. So let's turn this back around, show you guys Mountain Home. So they just had this Mountain Home sign built literally, goodness, it's probably been about a year since they built that, and there was a ton of complaints about that just because they built a big sign. But here to the right is going to be Railroad Park. So this is actually where the train runs by. Super cool to kind of see that, but not super cool to live by because you got to hear it. And then this is going to be the downtown area. So we're actually going to go deeper into town. There's your big welcome to Mountain Home sign, and they do have a TV there that plays different types of visuals as far as what's coming up in the community, different events, especially like for Mountain Home Air Force Day Parade. They were advertising that all over there. But tons of great things that they actually put on here. This is actually going under the train tracks right now, and we are gonna see the first Cybertruck we've ever seen in Mountain Home right there. This is Jackson's. It's a gas station. It is one of the newest ones that they just built. And then you also have Le Schwab, which is a tire store, and then you have Thrifty, which is another car dealership. You do have another bank over here, but this is pretty much going to be the end of town as we get closer here. This is going to be pretty much Air Base Road, where it takes you straight to the base. So from here is probably about a 10-minute drive to base. You have Roberto's Mexican food. You have D&B Supply for those of you that need a lawnmower or just parts as far as tools and things of that nature around the house. You have a Mountain Home Care Center right there. Bob's Flooring if you need that. And then you have another hardware store, McDonald's, and then of course AutoZone and O'Reilly across from each other. I'm sure they love looking at each other all day long. It's like I don't know, it's like a gang war. You got two separate AutoZone spots, so that's always fun. Here is going to be where you can get your Invisalign and take care of your teeth. Another barista, so another local store. And then they do have a third barista. So this is the third local coffee spot that they have here. This is their headquarters area. There's no sit-in on this one, but they do have a drive-through, which is nice. So you got tons of baristas around the area. And then this is going to be a second Mountain Home Auto Ranch, so another dealership. And then the final coffee shop to this day, as far as that goes, is going to be right there. So pretty much from here, it is a straight shot to the Air Force Base. You do have the storage development there, so if you need to store stuff and all that fun stuff, but outside of that, not too many more stores. There is one more spot I'm going to show you guys. This is probably my personal favorite spot to take my car whenever I washed it when I was living here. So Jim's Lumber if you guys need wood, Napa Auto Parts if you need more car stuff, and then this is going to be a pawnbroker store, which is cool. Flightline Car Wash is where I personally like to take my car to get washed. It is a self-serve, so that's also really cool. But for the most part, guys, that is all of Mountain Home. And then here you have your final gas station area that you can go to, but not really much outside of that. As you can see, everything pretty much stops from here on. So from here this way, you're pretty much just going to see straight shot. You're going to see a couple houses on the road, but for the most part, guys, that is the city of Mountain Home. Now, here's what we're going to do next. We're actually going to take you guys next through the city of Mountain Home downtown, and then I'm going to show you guys a couple of the neighborhoods that you probably want to check out. So we're going to do that real quick, and then we're just going to do drive-bys. We won't go into any homes. If you guys would like videos of the homes, we do have other videos that we've covered a ton of the new construction properties that you can check out. But in the meantime, we'll show you guys where some of these neighborhoods are in relation to the city, and I'll make sure to have the map pop up. All right, guys, so from that traffic spot where you guys saw us originally, I busted a left, and we're actually going to drive towards the neighborhood. So this is actually a road you can take from the base, and it'll take you to where some of the new construction homes are currently. So all this is being built right now as we speak. As you can kind of see, some of those homes are being developed, but here is going to be where some of the CBH homes are. These are going to be the #1 Idaho builder, and #1 by amount of homes sold, just for reference. Doesn't mean #1 in quality or finishes or things of that nature. CBH is going to be hands down the most affordable housing as far as that goes. We have tons of neighborhoods. So this is going to be Morning View. This is another super popular neighborhood on the right. And then the one on the left is Blue Yonder, which is their newest neighborhood that they're building on this side of town. Now, as far as the Silverstone subdivision, it's also going to be relatively close, but here is going to be Blue Yonder on the left. We're just going to show you. So really nice neighborhood, still being established. You're going to hear thermite booms because there's lava rock and they're trying to build more houses. And then on the right is actually a more established CBH neighborhood. Now, guys, something to take into consideration, actually a fun tip here. I'm actually their #1 agent for all the new construction builders here in the area, as far as bringing buyers like you that are relocating to the area to these new construction builders. And the best part about that is they cover my commission 100%. So you guys would never have to pay me, but you do get the support of having me work with you and representing you guys and making sure that the builder's agent, who works directly for the builder, who may not have any interest as far as more so negotiating for you as they do trying to negotiate for the builder, doesn't get to take advantage of you. Not that they do take advantage of you guys, but it's just one of those things where we just want to make sure you guys truly are represented and being negotiated for. Now, one more fun thing I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to flip the camera around. You do have some apartments here. These are called the E4 Mafia apartments. For those of you that are in the Air Force, you'll understand what I'm saying. But here's something really cool here. We're going to slow down. That's me on the sign. So if you're ever driving in Mountain Home and you see a sign with my face on it, yes, it actually is my face on it. But these are going to be some of the more established homes here. We've actually sold quite a bit of homes out here in this area. Super quiet, really nice. Here you have another new construction builder. This is going to be Silverstone North. So you have Silverstone, which was another new construction style home or neighborhood, and they wrapped up building, and now they actually are building this subdivision, which is also brand new. So this one is going to be built by Hubble Homes. Really great things as far as what I've heard from Hubble Homes and people that have purchased them. My partner that used to do real estate with me before he moved to Australia actually lived in a Hubble Home, and he absolutely loved it. I will say they do a ton of great things as far as making sure they take care of you negotiation wise. And what I mean by that is, unlike CBH, they do include sod in the front yard and backyard. They do include fencing, and they do have some really nice finishes, which is super nice. So I'm gonna shut up, turn this around, let you guys see the neighborhood. So this is Silverstone North here. And you can see they're still developing a lot of it. They're going to be expanding some of the roads here in the future, but as you kind of drive through here, this is what some of the homes look like. So really nice new construction homes. That's actually our clients that just moved here not too long ago, as well as the street right across from them. But a lot of these homes, they have some move-in homes that are already ready to go, and then they do have some homes that are waiting to be built. So you can pick the lot. We actually have another client. This is their house right here. And what they did was they picked this lot specifically because they wanted that big parking on the side of the house, and it's currently being built, as you can see. But they got to pick the floor plan. They got to pick what's going in the house. They got to pick absolutely everything that you can think of going into the home now. So if Brian ever sees this, hey Brian, sorry we had to show your house for a little bit, for example. But so yeah, so what's really cool is they do allow you to pick a home that's already ready, pick a home that's already under construction, and maybe not have a say in what's going into the home. And then third, you pick the lot, such as these right here. And then once you pick the lot, you can actually pick the floor plan if it's going to be able to be put on that lot. And what's all going to be included, from the flooring to the cabinets to the paint to the exterior to the trim to everything. I mean, it is you're pretty much fully deciding how you want to build the home. So that's the really cool part about this neighborhood, which a lot of people love. And if you're not looking to do all that, well, the good news is there's tons of inventory right now, especially being in the fourth quarter of 2025. So if you're watching this, depending on when you're watching this, there's just a lot of opportunity for you guys to get a really cool home and for a hell of a deal, because typically right now in the winter season we see this is when we have the highest level of inventory for a lot of people that are PCSing this way. But with that being said, we're going to get back on the road, drive towards downtown Mountain Home now, and try to see if we can point some other things out for you guys as we drive around. But let's get back to the road. All right, guys, so now we're coming back on Airbase Road again. What you're going to notice, to the left here, you had that Subway, you have that Pizza Hut, D&B Supplies over there in that corner over there again on the opposite side of the street. But what we're going to be doing is turning back towards where we came from, and this will take us towards downtown once again. So you're gonna start seeing some things that look familiar. For example, Thrifty here to the right. You have that Jackson's that I pointed out earlier to the right as well. Not a ton of traffic, just so you guys know. We're gonna pull up and be first in line here at this traffic light. Something else to note, guys, like there's really not any traffic. I know I mentioned that earlier, but even at like 5 p.m., right? Even at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., like you don't necessarily have traffic here. You will have some traffic at the gate if you're going to the base, but for the most part, you don't necessarily have to worry about legitimate traffic jams or anything of that nature unless there's like a crazy freak accident that happens. So now we're actually headed back towards downtown area. We're going right back under those train tracks once again. Here you're gonna see welcome to City of Mountain Home, the big fire truck from the old days. And we're gonna pop up, you're gonna see Wells Fargo here. Something to note here, Manhattan Cafe is a really popular local breakfast spot that people go to. You also have Curly's to the left here, which that is a local bar, and they do like, you know, appetizer type food and all that fun stuff. You do have Ace Hardware here to the right, as well as a liquor store and Napa Auto Parts once again, so you got a couple of spots here to your right, but nothing too crazy. And then once again, the schools are also to the right there. Now this is the fully renovated area here. Now I'm gonna be quick here because we got cars behind us, but Mi Casa here is my favorite Mexican restaurant if you're looking for a really good spot to eat. And then you also have the hub here, which is like a little playground area, which is really nice, looks really cool. And then they also have adult training school. Now this is more so for people that are looking to get into trades or anything of that nature, etc., etc. They have some training there. Now to the right, you're gonna have Chase Bank, and then to the left, you have US Bank. So you do have a couple of bank options here as well, to where if you need to go in store, you're gonna have tons of options. Now to the right here, you'll have tons of little local spots, we'll call them, that are like, you know, clothing shops or random little food spots. You do have a pharmacy here, and then you have your Albertsons here on the left side as well. So then you have a shopping plaza. This is a popular little restaurant here, Taste of Texas, a jiu-jitsu area, and then of course your Albertsons here to the left. And then that is pretty much the extent of all the commercial buildings out here. Now, here we're heading back towards the Boise area. This is not where the interstate is, but this is actually another way to get to the interstate, and heading towards Legacy Park, which is a super popular area. So as we kind of drive through here, I'll make sure to point some of this stuff out. Here you're gonna have a couple of little areas here that you can just set up businesses or rent out a building if you have a business and need a little office or rental or lease for your business. You could find a spot there. And then you also have two more gas stations. We have Sinclair here. We're actually going to turn here, but if you go straight all the way through here, it'll take you straight to Interstate 84 for another entrance. It's about 5 minutes from here, but this is probably one of the fastest routes to get to Boise. So we're busting it right here because we're going to take you guys to the Legacy Park area. And Legacy Park, just for reference, we're gonna flip this camera now. Legacy Park is probably the fanciest or nicest park. It's actually why I decided to purchase, or where I purchased my house around, just because I really love the open field, what they have to offer, all the events that they do there as well. Not as many as Carl Miller Park. Carl Miller Park is gonna have the majority of all the events they do in the area, but for this park specifically, it's just really nice. If you have a dog you like to go on walks with, or they even have like a little pond area that you can go feed the ducks, and it's just a really cool environment, and you guys will see that. They also do a lot of the sports outside of Optimus. They play soccer and those types of sports at this park as well. So we're just waiting for a lovely family to walk by real quick, and then we're gonna turn this back around and show you guys some more homes. So, all right. So here to our left, you're going to see these are some of the older homes. Now these aren't old in the sense of like 1970s, 1980s, probably closer to the 2000s is when these homes were built, but no HOA, so you can see some crazy teal houses and crazy colors and all that fun stuff. You're gonna see a little bit of everything from the left side on. the right side, you're actually gonna notice these homes are older. So you do have some homes that are built in the 1980s, 1970s, that are a little more unique, so to say. But you do have a mixture of new homes, old homes, homes that are being pretty much torn down and rebuilt. And I'll show you an example of that as well here soon. But this is kind of the city of Mountain Home. And this is a full in-person tour, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. Would love to know what you guys think in the comments. Hopefully this video has been helpful, but we're trying to navigate this the best we can to make this as easy as we can for you guys to get a real grasp of what this has to do and offer as far as Mountain Home goes. So here on the right is going to be where Legacy Park is. That little area down there is where you would be able to go see the pond and all that fun stuff. Some really beautiful homes here on the left side. Now here is Legacy Park. So you're going to notice you have huge field. I mean, it's a huge field, guys, with tons of space, tons of freaking soccer fields, and they even have softball fields up here as we kind of get a little closer. They got urinals for you. Looks like you got a guy that's practicing his golf swing down here, which I do want to mention, we do have a golf club, or golf course, I should say, out here in the area, but this is just a really nice area in general. See, you can see this guy here on the left with his dog. He's got his golden out. And then we do have a softball field or baseball field to the right as well. So just a really nice area in general to be able to bring the kids to the park. And then here, something really cool I want to mention is up here, you'll see there's a big field and then some incline as far as the actual landscaping goes. And during the winter, you'll see a ton of snow in the area, and all the kids will go up to these little hills here and just sled down them, which is a super, super cool thing. We actually did it ourselves one winter since we live right down the street, but it's just a really nice park and area to hang out. Super safe area-wise. I mean, we've had no issues at all. And I tell you guys, from this point right here, my house is literally not even 30 seconds away. So I personally enjoyed it a ton, and we have zero regrets living here. Here you can kind of see, this is the pond area where you're gonna see the ducks and all that fun stuff. They have a little walking trail, but they also have a really big biking trail out here as well if you're into that. And it'll be quite a long ride if you're someone that likes to go and hike and do all that fun stuff. But we're gonna go ahead and bust this right here. And if you guys are interested, this is probably the most expensive home in the area on the market right now. It's also probably the most beautiful home. It does need some updating on the inside on a personal note, unless you like that older feel for it, but stunning area to live. So many areas, so many kids. You got some playgrounds, you got some basketball courts, you got grown men on scooters. I mean, you can't beat that. If you got grown men on scooters, you know you're doing something right. So, all right. Then you also have the skateboard. It's not really a skateboard park, I don't want to call it that, but you have a couple ramps for kids to go do tricks. And you do have a skateboard park out here as well, which is super cool. So tons of different activities for tons of different people, depending on what you're looking for. You have all the basic necessities, like I said. So it's really cool to be able to see that. You got a couple more homes right next to each other that are for sale in the area as well. Now remember where I said you have a really nice trail that you can take. This is going to be that trail area right here. And I mean, it is a very long trail. It's about, I know it's over 15 miles if I remember correctly, that you can just go and ride your bike. But this is just a really nice, kind of more modern area to live if you're looking for a house that's super close to Boise and super close to, I mean, literally everything you could possibly imagine. Even from the stores to, goodness, I mean, you really just can't go wrong in this area at all. So this is probably my favorite side of town to live in. Outside of Silverstone, this is where all the kids go for the big candies and all that fun stuff. So if that kind of gives you an idea, if I was trick-or-treating, I would definitely hit this neighborhood personally, just because I love it so much. So here's a little more house videos for you guys, just for reference. These are gonna have much bigger lots. What you will notice is that there are homes being built right behind them, and you can see the interstate right across that area over there. So these will actually connect to where they're building the new homes now, which is right behind these houses. And that is also gonna be built by CBH as well. So we're gonna give you guys a glimpse of that real quick, and then we are going to call it good. Play some music on this part. Actually, just kidding, I lied. All right, so we're turning left here. And this is going to be probably the most popular CBH neighborhood right now because it's the closest to Legacy Park and Interstate 84. This is Thunderbolt Landing. We've done quite a bit of videos here. There's our amazing agent partner there, Christine. She's awesome, absolutely love her. But they are building tons of homes in this area right now. And people just love these homes because you can kind of see. As far as best bang for the buck, these are definitely gonna go a little short on that side of things just because they are in the nicer side of town in my personal opinion. And when I say nicer, I'm talking about more like modern homes, more capability as far as being closer to amenities and proximity wise and all those fun things. So just a really good looking neighborhood. But this is probably going to be one of the top neighborhoods we have people moving in. We've had 4 people alone close on this neighborhood in the last 30 days. So tons of people that just really love this area as a whole. So if you guys would like more information about this neighborhood, you guys just let me know. So with that being said, this is probably the most popular neighborhood we're actually having people reach out about, just simply due to location, and because of this, as far as prices go, they're actually not too bad. I know I just mentioned that they're not, you know, gonna be cream of the crop as far as getting the best prices as far as new construction goes, but that's because you're paying for location, you're paying for proximity to amenities. For example, the golf course is super, super close. So we're actually going to drive right past that, which would actually take us back to where we started this video, and you guys will officially have been gone through the entire city of Mountain Home in one video, which is super awesome. Wasn't planning on doing this video this way, but I think it's gonna be really good for you guys. And just for reference, now we're gonna start seeing some of the older homes. These homes have been here for quite a while, and they are continuing to grow and expand past these homes, as you guys can see through some of the videos that we've showed you so far. But we're gonna bust this left here, which will take us closer to the golf course. We've actually had quite a bit of people also move to this side of town, near Desert Canyon Golf Course. That's gonna be the one golf course that is in Mountain Home. Some people love it, some people feel like they could do better, but me personally, every time I've played on that golf course, I've absolutely loved it. And here you're going to see to the right is where they actually started expanding and modernizing a lot of these homes. So you're gonna start seeing some newer homes here that are really freaking nice, just absolutely gorgeous. We've had a couple of people actually move this way. All right, we're trying to hurry up. We're trying to hurry up. We're trying to hurry up. Jonathan, don't put that part in there. All right, so as you guys noticed, the street got wider, the houses got newer. These homes are just absolutely beautiful. They also go balls to the walls when it comes to decorating for Halloween and Christmas and all that. I mean, you just absolutely would love this area if you're more family oriented or just like to enjoy having some pride in the neighborhood as far as decorations and things. And also, what you're going to see is they're actually even redoing some of the sidewalks here, which is super nice, which it's nice to see that they're using our tax money for good things that will help people get around town and all that. But some really gorgeous homes. Now behind these homes, you don't have anything outside of another road, which you're gonna see now, which will take us to this dirt lot right here across from Interstate 84 all over again. So we're gonna bust this right, and that'll take us towards the golf course. And you can see over there, that is where some of the gas stations were. That's where McDonald's and Chevron and all those places were, where we actually started the video itself. And as we come up a little closer here, we're creeping up on the golf course as we speak. And 3, 2, 1, boom, golf course. Now they do a really good job as far as maintaining the grounds, making it look nice. You don't ever have too many issues as far as, at least if you're a decent golfer and can keep it straight. That doesn't go for me, but you have quite a bit of course to play, and it's actually a really fun course in my opinion, especially if you're a beginner that just wants to get out, have a good time. This is one of those courses where you can actually do that and not hate your life for 18 holes. Maybe a couple holes that are a little harder than others, but for the most part, this is just a really fun course. So this is the golf course, and once again, this is Desert Canyon Golf Course. And they do have a little clubhouse in there. It's not like a fancy clubhouse. Remember, this is Mountain Home, so you're not going to get like Beverly Hills style golfing or anything like that, but they have a little putt-putt area for those of you that like to get your practice swings in before you go and play. And then you do have a police station up here as well as we come up on this. But it's currently Wednesday that we're recording this content, and you can kind of see there's not a ton of people out here right now. We got tons of golf course lined up, ready to go. So not necessarily a big wait to get out there and get on the course, but got a couple cars of people that are out here having a good time. And then here you're going to have the detention center to the right. Hopefully you don't go there, and if you do, that's not a good thing. Well, it's more so for kids anyways, but. And then here you have your police station, so you do have a local police area here that you can go in if you need help or assistance and things of that nature. And then finally, we are coming back up on exactly where we started. One more thing I want to mention, you guys do see there's Arby's, gas stations, there's some hotels over here, and then finally we are right back to where we started. So that is the full Mountain Home tour, guys. All right, guys, so that was the full Mountain Home Idaho tour. I know we didn't show you guys the base. I apologize, obviously, for security reasons. We can't do that, but that was the entire town itself. So I hope you guys got some value out of this. And if you would like more information or would like to reach out, once again, I am a licensed real estate agent here in the Mountain Home, Idaho area. All you need to do is call me, text me, or email me. The more you can tell me about your situation and what you have going on or how we can help you guys, the better we know how to help you guys. So reach out, let us know. Once again, if you didn't already, make sure you guys press the subscribe button down below and subscribe to the contents. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then on top of that, if you press that bell at the top of the screen, you'll get more amazing videos just like this. Sorry, I was trying to dodge a bee. But this is also our longest ever YouTube video. So if you guys made it this long, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I can't believe you guys watched this whole thing. And I say that in a good way. But we definitely just dropped a lot of wisdom as far as Mountain Home goes. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. See you guys on the next one.